Caxton College, the wide range of A-level subjects we can choose from open the doors to our future.
There are a wide variety of enrichment programs such as Duke of Edinburgh and European Youth Parliament, where we get to debate around Spain and even go abroad.
Our teachers give us a great deal of individual, academic and emotional support.
The interesting curriculum and top results of this school lead us to universities here and around the world.
The comprehensive careers guidance program helps us discover our passions and develop our professional goals.
Our students acquire the 21st century skills that they need for entry to top universities around the world, as well as to succeed in their future careers. We're really looking forward to showing you around. Our door is always open.
Welcome to Capstone College and welcome to our sixth form webinar. My name is Jacqueline Glazerman and I am one of 3 head teachers here in secondary. We know that choosing a school is a big decision and we're privileged that you're considering Caxton for the next step in your educational career. We recognise that in the current situation, when you might not be able to physically visit schools, it's even more important to try to get a feel for the school online. So we hope that this webinar will give you an insight into our wonderful sixth form, to the staff who will support you on your journey through Year 12 and Year 13, and to the students who give our school such a feeling of family and community. We are incredibly proud of our school, particularly of its rating as excellent in all areas by our recent British Schools Overseas inspection, conducted by the Independent Schools Inspectorate. We have a very well-established and very successful sixth form with approximately 200 students across Year 12 and Year 13. Some of our sixth formers have been at Caxton since they were 2 years old, but we have a growing number of students in our sixth form who come from other schools within Valencia, other schools in Spain, and from a variety of countries all over the world. We're a diverse community who represent more than 25 nationalities, but the one thing that we all have in common is our drive to be the best version of ourselves. Our students' mental health and well-being is central to all that we do here at Caxton. And although we are all unique, we strongly believe that if our students are well supported, they will thrive and flourish, both personally and academically. Ultimately, we care about who you are and who you become, because you are the next generation of global leaders and shapers. Our young people head off all over the world, into some of the world's top universities, and also into a diverse range of careers, including medicine, fashion design, engineering, philosophy, politics, and economics. We know that grades alone are not enough to guarantee entry into these courses and careers. You need to be ready to face a rapidly changing world, and we do all we can to help you develop character strengths such as curiosity, resilience, creativity, critical thinking, and perhaps most importantly, kindness. Strengths that will enable you to follow your dreams with confidence and leave your positive mark on the world. We have a very strong team of staff who provide excellent pastoral care and guidance to our sixth form students. Our aim is to ensure that every student feels safe and happy at school, and that every student has at least one member of staff they feel they can speak to, whether this is to celebrate success, ask for advice, or seek help if they are ever struggling. The progress and well-being of our sixth form students is supported by passionate teachers, dedicated form tutors, experienced heads of year, and an in-school psychologist.
Good afternoon. My name is Jane Ambrose and I am Head of Year 12. Here at Caxton, we offer the full range of British A-level subjects, offering a total of 18 different subjects, and this means our students have an even broader choice than they had at IGCSE. And so it is possible to study further maths, philosophy, psychology, sociology, art and business, as well as the more mainstream subjects such as biology, physics, chemistry, French and English literature. Students are taught in relatively small classes by expert teachers. Students in Year 12 also have the opportunity to work towards the Extended Project Qualification, the EPQ, a standalone, independent, research-based project which is worth half an A-level. This is a great opportunity to explore in much greater depth a topic that they are passionate about, or one which will develop their knowledge and skills in a subject related to a potential degree or career. The EBQ is highly regarded by UK universities, and in some cases, universities may lower entry requirements on the basis of a strong EPQ. However, we are also aware that students need more than just academic success, as important as it is, if they are to take their place in the world with integrity and assurance. And therefore, we offer a range of opportunities for students to demonstrate and develop their leadership skills. Students can take part in our highly successful European Youth Parliament teams or lead our senior house debates. They can become full mentors and act as role models to younger years, or be a part of our ECO team, or even be selected to be members of the Student Council. Many of our students also complete a range of volunteering roles, working with our local elderly population, or helping disadvantaged children across Valencia access their education more successfully. Every year, we send students to the Education First Global Leaders Forum in Davos, Switzerland. And there are a wealth of conferences and events that our students attend every year, where they are proud to represent their school. We pride ourselves on the comprehensive guidance we give students to move on to the next step of their education, university. Our dedicated team successfully supports students to navigate their way to universities in Spain, the UK, and across Europe, as well as in the United States and Canada. Every year, we send our students across the globe to study a huge range of courses and to attend some of the most prestigious universities.
Buenas tardes, me llamo Teresa Vila y formo parte del equipo directivo de secundaria y soy coordinadora de bachillerato. Las asignaturas que ofrecemos en bachillerato conllevan dos activos imprescindibles en la sociedad actual: innovación y creatividad. Mediante nuestro proceso de aprendizaje motivador, se capta la atención del alumno y se consigue que interiorice los contenidos de un modo mucho más significativo que con una metodología tradicional. En Capstone College ofrecemos dos vías de acceso a la universidad, en función de si quieren continuar sus estudios en España o en el extranjero. Los alumnos que quieren estudiar en el extranjero suelen hacer 4 asignaturas británicas, llamadas A-Levels. Por otro lado, los alumnos que deciden quedarse en España eligen 3 asignaturas británicas, A-Levels, y 2 asignaturas del currículum español, para la prueba de competencia específica llamada PCE. Muchos de estos alumnos deciden cursar la misma asignatura, tanto británica como española. Por ejemplo, nuestros futuros médicos, biotecnólogos, farmacéuticos eligen hacer Biology y Biología dentro de sus optativas. Si hablamos con ellos, nos cuentan que el enfoque y la complementariedad de ambas asignaturas les ayuda a superar con éxito las pruebas de acceso a la universidad, que cada vez son más exigentes. Con este tipo de programa, el colegio les prepara para la obtención de los mejores expedientes académicos, lo que les permite posteriormente seguir ocupando los primeros puestos en los rankings de excelencia universitaria. Fomentamos que los alumnos tengan oportunidades de enriquecer su currículo con proyectos STEM. Nuestros alumnos de la rama biosanitaria, en primero de bachillerato, participan en el proyecto científico internacional en la búsqueda de nuevos antibióticos en el medio natural, organizado por la Universidad CEU Cardenal Herrera. La orientación vocacional se acentúa al comenzar bachillerato y se convierte en uno de nuestros principales objetivos. Se ofrece asesoramiento y ayuda a todos los estudiantes sobre cómo solicitar el acceso a las universidades, tanto internacionales como españolas. Nuestro equipo responsable de dicha orientación y ayuda es personal altamente experimentado, llevando más de 15 años guiando a los alumnos a valorar la mejor opción para sus estudios universitarios. Es por ello que todos nuestros estudiantes de bachillerato se sienten totalmente acompañados por Miss Newgen, Miss Miñana y Miss Pérez en todo momento, durante este proceso tan importante en sus vidas. Además, animamos a los estudiantes a tener una experiencia laboral durante el curso escolar o durante las vacaciones de verano. Es interesante que esta experiencia se vincule a su futura carrera profesional para que les sirva de orientación en el futuro. Nuestros alumnos han participado como observadores con médicos, abogados, psicólogos, arquitectos. Los grupos de tutoría en bachillerato se agrupan por rama de estudios, de forma que los alumnos que se decantan por las mismas asignaturas específicas reciben la información de forma eficaz y efectiva relativa a sus estudios superiores. Tras finalizar bachillerato, nuestros alumnos siguen vinculados a su comunidad Caxton. La asociación de All Caxtonians fortalece los vínculos entre los actuales y antiguos alumnos. Nuestros All Caxtonians son invitados a formar parte de mesas redondas con nuestros alumnos y dar orientación tanto vocacional como profesional. Tenemos la suerte de poder contar con un equipo humano entusiasta y dedicado y también de disponer de unas instalaciones espaciosas y completas. Estamos comprometidos a dar a nuestros jóvenes la mejor educación posible y a marcar una diferencia positiva en su futuro. Aspiramos a construir una comunidad educativa que capacite a los alumnos para aportar nuevos enfoques a los complejos retos que nos enfrentamos desde el pensamiento reflexivo, el respeto y la responsabilidad. Buena muestra de estos valores ha sido ver cómo, a diario, nuestros alumnos cumplen con responsabilidad todos los protocolos anti-COVID que nos han permitido ofrecer el 100% de las clases de manera presencial.
Hello, I'm Alvaro Paredes, and I'm delighted to be a Year 12 member of the Student Council. Participating has shown me how important teamwork and being organized really is. My role is to make the suggestions and communicate them to the rest of the members and the co-presidents. The Student Council organizes several activities and events during the year, such as our annual Student Talent Show, MUSE, our fundraising campaigns for charity, including the cake stall and the Valentine's Day chocolate stall, as well as house competitions. I personally believe that collaborating in the organization of events or the communication within the school teaches us essential skills that will be of great use to us in the future. I also participate in Duke of Edinburgh, which is an international recognized program aimed at young people. It helps develop essential life skills for the future, and taking part in it has taught me how problem-solving skills through planning mountain expeditions and helped me learn to manage time better by having to calculate the routes taking into consideration weather and terrain conditions, as well as providing me with opportunity to work as a part of a team towards a shared goal.
Hi there, I'm Maria Guarraj, and as well as studying chemistry, maths and physics at A-level, and Matemáticas Técnicas and Biología from the Spanish curriculum, I am also involved in the European Youth Parliament. EYP is a youth-driven organization that brings young people from different backgrounds together. It inspires them to develop their own opinions regarding current political and social issues, and to share this with each other. It allows the youth to flourish as individuals, positively shaping the world around them. Being involved in the inter-schools debate has been a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I have truly enjoyed. I have met some amazing people and learned more about the complexity of our political system. I am very excited for the national session that will be taking place in Bilbao and the new opportunities that will come along with it.
Good afternoon. I am Edward, and I joined Caxton from a school in the UK in September for Year 12. Here at Caxton, there are a wide range of subjects available to choose from in the sixth form, including some that are new to us. Among these is philosophy, which I chose to take because of my yearning to answer the deeper questions of life, such as how society should run, whether there is something after death, and why we are here. Apart from now being closer to answering these questions, I've learned how to express my ideas clearly and how to analyse the logic of a statement and the validity of an argument. The ability to think logically will help me in all areas of life, both academically and personally. There are other very interesting A-level options, such as psychology, which helps us to understand human behaviour and to gain a greater understanding of mental illnesses like depression and schizophrenia. It also gives us the opportunity to think about things that we previously took for granted, such as why people follow orders without thinking. Sociology, another A-level option, teaches us how institutions in society, such as education, governments, and religion, impact upon behaviour. This ability to analyse society and identify behavioural trends and how different demographic groups act can help later for university degrees, such as international relations, diplomacy, law, and politics.
The Extended Project Qualification is a qualification that allows you to delve into interests that may not be covered within your classes. It's an independent project where you make all of the choices, from the topic you choose to the final project you make. Because EPQ is very independent driven, it teaches you many skills along the way. The main one, for me at least, would be organizational skills. Planning the project over 6 months requires a step up in your organization and time management. It also improves your problem solving and decision making skills because, along the way, you're bound to come across some problems. Whether you choose to do a report or an artifact, you will develop your extensive writing, which is a boost for other projects. EPQ helps you acquire many skills, but more importantly, it allows you to extend your interest in a topic you care about.
Hi, I'm Carla and I joined Coxton in year 12 in September 2019. Being the new one at school isn't easy. It's complicated on a personal and social level, but there's also a lot of changes on an academical level. When you're 16, 17, you start to question what your future holds, so adding a new school to the mix can be overwhelming. Before coming to Caxton, I had been recommended to study architecture because I've always loved art and everyone told me that it would allow me to have a real job that includes drawing. But when I got here, I was offered career information and guidance that helped me to see that architecture wasn't really for me. Thankfully, I found this out in time to choose the options that will allow me to continue with my real passion by studying for a degree in art. This experience has shown me that it is vital to be in an environment where you are aware of all your options and where you feel fully informed and supported through the process of choosing for your future career. At Coxton, I have received so much help with the university application process and have learned about a variety of options in different countries. For me, the biggest advantage of joining the sixth form at Coxton has been my personal relationship with learning in school. I don't know if it's because the classes I chose were the right ones for me, or because of the teachers, probably both, but it has allowed me to learn for the first time in a way that I really appreciate. Studying our A-level has allowed me to continue developing my passion for painting and drawing. An English A-level through different works of literature has given me an insight into the challenges of the different eras and how they relate to the modern-day society. I have learned how to analyze different types of writing and styles and expanded my language skills. I am now excited about my future.
Pasamos ahora a la sección de preguntas y respuestas. Yo me encargaré de responder las preguntas que ustedes nos formulen en español y mi compañera Jacqueline Gleiserman las responderá en inglés.
Thank you, Teresa. We really hope that you've enjoyed the insight into our sixth form so far. You've got a real taste for our sixth form. We're going to move on to the next part of our webinar, which is a question and answer session. The way that it will work is Teresa Villa will respond to these questions in Spanish first of all, and then I will respond to these in English. Thank you.
Bien, tenemos una pregunta. ¿Cuántos alumnos hay por clase? Pues depende de la asignatura y de lo popular que sea. Creamos nuestros grupos en función de las opciones que seleccionan los alumnos. Tratamos de asegurarnos que en las clases no sean muy numerosas y que haya no más de 16 alumnos para asegurar que los estudiantes puedan recibir apoyo personalizado e individualizado. Cabe decir que tenemos algunas clases de selectividad de PC en español que son más grandes, alrededor de unos 24, 25 por clase, pero el tamaño de las clases sigue siendo más pequeño que el de las escuelas públicas españolas. Voy a dar paso a Jacqueline. The question is, Jacqueline, how many students are there per class?
Thank you, Teresa. It very much depends on the subject and how popular it is. We create all of our groups based on the options that students actually select for sixth form. And we try to ensure that our classes for A-level are no larger than 16, because we know that that gives us a real opportunity to personalise learning and to give a much more individualised approach and support. It is true that some of our Spanish selectividad classes, so our PCE classes, are slightly larger. They're usually around 24, 25 students, but obviously that is significantly smaller than it would be in the Spanish public system. Thank you.
Thank you, Jax. Tenemos otra pregunta. Juan nos dice, ¿cuántas asignaturas estudiaría? Bueno, pues eso también depende de la ruta, de las vías de acceso a la universidad. Todos los estudiantes de IAR 12 tienen 4 opciones británicas. Entonces, para aquellos alumnos que desean permanecer en España y estudiar en la Universidad Española, los alumnos seleccionarán 3 A-Levels más un cuarto que es obligatorio, que es el A-Level de Spanish. Pero para aquellos alumnos que buscan estudiar en universidades internacionales, seleccionan 4 A-Levels y de esos 4 A-Levels no tiene por qué ser el Spanish. También tengo que decirles que para los alumnos que quieren estudiar y quedarse en universidades españolas, junto con los A-Levels, los estudiantes tienen que elegir 2 asignaturas PC. También hay otra opción para los estudiantes que quieren estudiar en universidades internacionales, que es cursar una asignatura que se llama EPQ. Esto es el Extended Project Qualification, que más o menos la traducción sería como la calificación de proyecto extendida. Esto ha sido mencionado, creo recordar, anteriormente en el seminario web. Y luego también hay otra asignatura que pueden cursar, que son los IELTS, que es una prueba internacional de idioma de inglés. Y también alumnos que son internacionales pueden también cursar aquí y sacarse lo que sería el AES en español. Jacqueline, the question is, how many subjects would you study?
Okay, so in terms of the study options, there are kind of 2 routes really that our students take here at Capstone. All Year 12 students have theoretically 4 British options. For those students who already know that they want to stay in Spain, they want to study here, they will usually select 3 A-levels, and then on top of that, their 4th A-level option will be an A-level in Spanish, so they'd be in Spanish A-level. For those students who are looking to move internationally to university, so they don't want to remain in Spain, they will usually select 4 full A-levels in Year 12. Alongside these A-levels, obviously, those students who are remaining in Spain will opt for 2 PCE or our selectividad subjects that run alongside the A-levels. And those students who are aiming to move internationally also have some other opportunities to gain some additional qualifications. We mentioned some of these earlier in the webinar, so things like the EPQ, which are the Extended Project Questionnaire. There's also an opportunity for international students to gain an IELTS qualification, which is obviously an international English language test that's needed sometimes to prove their level of English for entry to university in Europe. And also they have the option, if they're international students, to actually gain an AS in Spanish as well. So 2 different routes, but lots and lots of options. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline. We've got another question from Paco. ¿Con este bachillerato se puede acceder a cualquier universidad internacional? Sí, los alumnos que tenemos en Capstone realmente pueden acceder a universidades de todo el mundo con sus A-Levels completados. Cada universidad tiene sus propios requisitos específicos. Es vital que los alumnos, y esto se lo decimos también aquí en Capstone, que comiencen a pensar ya en sus aspiraciones futuras y vean cuáles van a ser esos requisitos que van a pedir las universidades. Entonces, es también muy importante, y nosotros eso se lo recalcamos a nuestros alumnos, que piensen más allá de lo que sería la calificación académica. Es decir, para entrar a universidades internacionales, las españolas de momento no tanto, las públicas, pero universidades privadas en España y universidades internacionales piden a los estudiantes que hayan demostrado, pues, por ejemplo, liderazgo, compromiso con su comunidad, participación en actividades de enriquecimiento. Entonces, aquí en Coxton todo esto lo ofrecemos y pues me gustaría mencionarles, por ejemplo, alumnos que hemos tenido aquí y que han sido admitidos en universidades, por ejemplo, americanas. Pues a ver, hemos tenido alumnos que están en Barnard en Columbia, en Berkeley, en Northwestern en California el año pasado, en Penn State. En el Reino Unido tenemos alumnos que han entrado en la Universidad de Cambridge, muchos alumnos que van al UCL, que es el University College London, King's College, también tenemos muchos alumnos que han entrado en King's College, Universidad de Edimburgo, también que está en Escocia, y ahora lo que estamos viendo es una tendencia hacia los Países Bajos y tenemos alumnos, pues desde ya hace años, alumnos que están yendo pues, a la Universidad de Hamburgo, la Universidad de Ámsterdam. Como ven, nuestros alumnos salen bien preparados para ser admitidos en una amplia gama de universidades internacionales, incluidas, como les he comentado, universidades que son de las más prestigiosas del mundo. Jacqueline, the question is, with this baccalaureate, can you access any international university?
Absolutely, thank you, Teresa. And as Teresa's mentioned, with a full complement of A-levels, plus the other amazing opportunities that students have here to enrich their curriculum, students really have access to all universities around the world, and some of those are the most prestigious universities across the globe. Of course, every university has its own specific entry requirements, so it is vital that students start to think about what they might want to do after A-levels sooner rather than later, to start really considering their future aspirations before they choose their A-level options often. It's also important that students start to think beyond just their academic grades, because we recognise that academic grades are fantastic and they will get you a foot in the door. But certainly for a number of international universities, and more so the private universities now in Spain as well, they're looking for more than just grades. They're looking for students that can demonstrate leadership skills, that can demonstrate a commitment to their school community, that have shown that they've been involved in enrichment activities. And here at Capstone, we've had students that have entered universities around the world. So if we think about students that have gone to the USA, for example, we've had students that have accessed Barnard University, Northwestern, Berkeley, Penn State. In the UK, we've had some students who have entered Cambridge University, which is fantastic, UCL, University College London, King's College, Edinburgh University as well. And also then in other areas of Europe as well. So we've had students go off to Hamburg University, University of Amsterdam as well. So really, coming to Capstone, not only with the A-levels that you'll receive, but also with all the enrichment opportunities, you will be incredibly well prepared for entry to a huge range of international universities, some of which are the most prestigious universities around the world.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Tenemos otra pregunta de Alessandra. Is Caxton College offering a boarding program for students in sixth form? Bien, Alessandra nos pregunta si tenemos internado. Sí, realmente tenemos internado. Es realmente un programa muy exitoso que realmente está funcionando desde hace años, y tenemos varios estudiantes con nuestras familias de acogida, ¿vale? Realmente esta es una oportunidad fantástica para aquellos estudiantes y que se sumergen realmente en un completo, o sea, dentro de la cultura valenciana, se sumergen también en el idioma español. Y también tenemos que decirles que, aparte de tener alumnos que nos vienen del extranjero, también tenemos estudiantes de otras áreas de España, que a veces también pueden estar con nuestras familias, y ellos están solo de lunes a viernes. Los que son internacionales se quedan toda la semana y se van cuando son vacaciones, pero alumnos que son españoles y que viven cerca de Caxton, pues están solo de lunes a viernes. Para más información, le diría a Alessandra que puede contactar con Andrea Casillas en nuestro departamento de admisiones, que está al cargo del proceso de admisión de internado. Jax, the question is Caxton College offering a boarding program for students in sixth form?
Fantastic, thanks, Teresa. Yes, absolutely, we do offer a boarding option for our students here in Capstone. We have several students who are really successfully boarding in our homestay program. So we don't have a boarding house as such, but our students have a fantastic opportunity to live with host families, which means they get a real full immersion experience, not only in the Spanish language, but also in the local Valencian culture, which is a real bonus as well. It's true that most of our boarding students do come from overseas, but we do have a small number of students who are maybe from other parts of Spain, who sometimes board just from Monday to Friday, for example, and then they go and see their family at weekends. If you would like more information regarding boarding, Andrea Casillas is our head of boarding. Her information is available on our school website through the admissions department, and she would happily speak you through all of the options that there are with regards to boarding. Thank you.
Thank you, Jax. Tenemos otra pregunta de Verónica. Verónica nos dice, ¿cuál es la nota media de acceso a la universidad? A ver, yo aquí interpreto que le voy a dar resultados del año pasado. Yo aquí interpreto que necesitan saber que hay la media sobre 10 puntos, que eso es lo que nos ofrece lo que serían los A-levels del currículum británico, y luego hay también una media que es sobre 14 puntos. Entonces, sobre 10 puntos la media fue de 8,15 y sobre 14 puntos la media fue de 11,44. Con estos datos, ¿qué les quiero comentar? Pues un 84% de nuestros estudiantes estudiaron el año pasado su primera elección de grado. Normalmente nuestros estudiantes obtienen calificaciones altas, aunque no figuramos en las clasificaciones, pero esto es porque somos un tipo de colegio internacional, ¿vale? Entonces no estamos incluidos en esas listas. Pero tengo que decirles que todos los resultados de nuestros exámenes se publican en nuestro sitio web, en nuestra página web, y está en la sección de acerca de nosotros. The question, Jacqueline, is what is the average grade for university access?
Thank you, Teresa. Obviously, the average grade for university access depends on the course that students want to attend. So we'll interpret this question and we'll give you the answer based on our students' average grades that they achieve here. As Teresa just explained, there are two different kind of numbers that we can give you. The first is a number out of 10. Those 10 points come from the 4 British A-levels. And the second is a score out of 14, which is the total of points from the 4 A-levels plus the 2 selectividad subjects. Our averages for last year were 8.15 out of 10 and 11.44 out of 14. And of our students, 84% of our students actually gained entry into their first choice of degree. So we're really, really proud of those students. Our students regularly achieve some of the highest grades across Spain. Although unfortunately we don't appear in the rankings because we are an international school as opposed to a Spanish school. Our rankings don't appear in there, unfortunately, on that list. So all of our exam results are published on our school website. So if you'd like to find out some more information specifically about those, please do visit that page and have a look at the About Us section.
Thank you, Jacqueline. We've got now, tenemos ahora una pregunta que es Máximo. Máximo nos pregunta, porfa, comenta cuando hacéis orientación universitaria, mi hija está en Year 10 y me gustaría cambiarla al Capstone en Year 12. Bien, nos gusta esta pregunta. Realmente nosotros desde lo que sería GCSE, los cursos de Year 10 y Year 11, empezamos ya con ellos el tema de la orientación universitaria. Tenemos un tipo de asignaturas que están incluidas dentro del currículum que ofrecemos en el horario, y ahí a los alumnos se les va guiando. Tenemos una plataforma que es Unifrog, que también ahí los alumnos van realmente viendo cuáles son las carreras que en un futuro podrían acoplar. Hemos visto también en el contenido de la webinar una alumna, Carla entró diciendo yo quiero hacer physics, yo quiero hacer, y realmente se dio cuenta gracias a la orientación que le íbamos dando y los gustos que ella tenía, y realmente lo que va a hacer es acceder a una universidad donde el grado es arte, bellas artes. Entonces realmente Máximo, la orientación que nosotros estamos dando universitaria no es que empiece en bachillerato, empieza en cursos anteriores. También para el tema orientación hay unos programas que realmente ahora por el tema COVID físicamente nos están dando, es online, pero hay un programa que es el de mentoring y el de shadowing, es decir, alumnos que dices, pues a mí me gusta medicina, pero es que claro, a mí me da miedo a ver si ahora veo sangre y me desmayo. Entonces, realmente a través de nuestros All Caxtonians conseguimos que alumnos visiten, estén con profesionales y vean en primera persona el día a día, pues lo que puede ser de un médico. Otra cosa para comentar en este aspecto de orientación universitaria es el tema del trabajo, del work experience. En Coxton realmente a los alumnos de Year 11 son los que les decimos en el verano de Year 11 y les proporcionamos la oportunidad de poder trabajar en empresas o contactos que tengamos también de All Caxtonians que nos puedan facilitar y los alumnos puedan estar pues unos días o unas semanitas trabajando con ellos. Bien. Jacqueline, the question from Massimo is about the careers. It's about careers and the way that we oriented our students towards a pathway in future.
Fantastic, thank you. I picked up on most of the things that Teresa said there. So obviously, as Teresa mentioned, our careers orientation doesn't start in sixth form. We actually started right the way down in year 7. So from year 7 onwards, our students have careers lessons in their timetable. And as Teresa mentioned, we use a fantastic platform called Unifrog, which has a wealth of resources regarding identifying what a student particularly likes, identifying what a student's strengths are, identifying where their passions lay and what they're really interested in. And that really is the foundation for kind of starting our careers process, is them learning about themselves and what they are most interested in. I know that Teresa mentioned about Carla, who was an example from earlier in the webinar, who joined us in year 12 with the idea that she wanted to do architecture. But actually through our careers program and through our careers orientation, she realised that she didn't actually want to do architecture. Her real passion lay with art itself. And although she was told that architecture would give her a good job, she realised that actually what she wanted to do was follow her dreams in art. And the process that she's gone through here has allowed us to recognise that passion and recognise that actually that's the route that she wants to go down. We do offer lots of opportunities along the way for things like mentoring and work shadowing. We have a really active Old Caxtonians Association, and our Old Caxtonians are really, really keen to come back into school to offer mentoring to our students, to offer work shadowing places to our students, sometimes to offer them work experience placements as well. So they're really keen to share their experience, to maybe come in and talk to students about the route that they've taken to get to where they are now. And that's something that we really value here in the school, is that connection with our Old Caxtonians. Additionally to that as well, Unifrog also provide opportunities for virtual work experience this year. Maybe that's something that they will continue in the future, even post-COVID, but it's a great way of young people being able to get a taste of something and work out whether that is actually something that they want to be doing or not. On top of that then as well, in year 11, we try to encourage students that in the summer after their GCSEs are finished, they do gain some kind of work experience. And also our year 12s have the opportunity to work here at our own summer school as well in the summer, which is another fantastic opportunity to gain experience in a real work environment. So there's lots and lots that we do, but it doesn't just start in sixth form, it starts a long time before then. And obviously part of that, as we mentioned in the webinar, is really looking ahead to what they want to be doing in the future, to what they want to be studying in the future, and ensuring that they have the subjects that they need to enter those careers, that they have the extra experience around it and to get into those jobs when they leave university or they leave school. So lots and lots that they can do here at school to get themselves ready and prepared for whatever vocation it is they want to follow.
Oyendo a Jacqueline, quiero mencionar otra cosa que me ha venido ahora a la cabeza. Los alumnos de Year 12, aquí en verano se les ofrece también la oportunidad de poder trabajar. Es decir, el tema de work experience, el poder trabajar, el colegio también es una de esas empresas que ofrece esa posibilidad a alumnos de Year 12. ¿Vale? This is something that you have said, Jacqueline, and I said I'm going to add to my response. Tenemos un espectador anónimo que what are the school hours? O sea, ¿cuál es el horario? Bien, nuestro horario aquí, las clases en secundaria empiezan, tenemos un horario que empieza a las 9:20, en el cual nos llegan los autobuses y los alumnos van a las tutorías. Entonces, de 9:20 a 9:40 tenemos un periodo cada mañana de contacto con el tutor. Luego empiezan las clases del día, tenemos un tiempo dedicado al patio, el tiempo dedicado a comer. Este año con el tema COVID, los horarios evidentemente no son los que hemos tenido siempre, pero la idea es esa. Al principio la clase de tutoría empieza a las 9:20, luego hay clases y la última hora es a las 4:30, cuando ya los alumnos finalizan las clases del día y van a los autobuses, o quien no es de ruta, sus padres lo recogen. Entonces podríamos decir que el día es desde las 9:20 hasta que depende de la ruta, pero aquí acaban a las 4:30. Jax, the question was about what are the school hours?
Perfect, thank you. As Teresa's mentioned, so our doors are open at 9 o'clock. This year, obviously, things are slightly different because of COVID, but in a normal school year, and certainly in the upcoming school year, registration will begin at 9:20. So students coming to school, whether it's by bus or whether they're dropped off by parents, they go straight to registration with their form tutor, and they will spend around 20 minutes in registration, 15 to 20 minutes. This year, it's from 9:20 until 9:40. They then go straight to classes. We're going to have a 6-period day next year, the same as we have this year, period 1 and 2, and then break time, period 3 and 4, and then lunchtime. And during lunchtime, there's an opportunity for extracurricular clubs and enrichment. And then period 5 and 6 after lunch, with school finishing at 4:30 p.m. So as Teresa says, in a nutshell, school really goes from 9:20 until 4:30.
Thank you, Jacqueline. We've got another question that, is it possible to come and visit physically Caxton College in the following months? Now, with this COVID situation, it's not possible that physically you come to school. So I'm going to say this in Spanish. Nos preguntan si es posible venir y visitar físicamente el colegio estos meses. Como le estoy viendo la situación en las noticias, realmente de momento, y lo que estamos haciendo es que son visitas que se hacen online. El departamento de admisiones se encarga. Pero hay que, es decir, se puede pedir una visita presencial, pero primero hay que contactar con admisiones para pedir una visita online. Entonces, a través del departamento de admisiones, sí, ustedes podrían ver realmente cómo es el colegio, todas sus instalaciones, sus aulas, y cualquier pregunta que tengan, pues también el departamento de admisiones se la respondería. The question, Jacqueline, is it possible to come and visit physically Caxton College in the following months?
Thank you. And as much as we love to say yes, because we love having people in to show you around, it gives you a great flavour of us, and it gives us an opportunity to meet with you. Because of restrictions this year, it's just not something that we can offer at the moment. As Teresa mentioned, if you contact our admissions department, they can provide an online visit for you. You get an opportunity to see into classrooms, to see all of the facilities that we have here at school, to ask any questions that you've got as well. So if you do contact the admissions department, they'll be able to arrange an online visit for you, and as soon as we can restart in-person visits, I know that we're absolutely really looking forward to that as well, so we will start them as soon as possible.
Thank you, Jacqueline. There is another question. Tenemos otra pregunta. Nos dice, Susana, ¿qué tengo que hacer si quiero matricular a mi hijo en el colegio? Bueno, pues a ver, en primer lugar yo le recomendaría que se pusiera en contacto con el departamento de admisiones. Pero más o menos le voy a decir como las fases para entrar en bachillerato, cuáles son. Lo primero sería rellenar y devolver una solicitud, ¿vale? Junto con las notas de los 2 últimos cursos. Entonces, eso sería como la primera fase. Una vez tenemos las notas de los 2 últimos cursos, pues que tienen que ser todas aprobadas y notas buenas, entonces entraríamos en el proceso en el que se tiene que mirar también el nivel de inglés. Es decir, es imprescindible tener un nivel de inglés alto. Estamos hablando de un C1. Es decir, un nivel de inglés de C1, todas las asignaturas aprobadas y con ciertas notas porque los alumnos internos, los que tenemos en Capstone, es decir, para pasar a bachillerato necesitan cumplir con unos requisitos de entrada para las asignaturas que han elegido. Entonces, todos los alumnos que también nos vienen desde fuera tendrían también que cumplir con esos requisitos. Por ejemplo, pues has cursado una GCSE y quieres hacer Maths A-Level, pues entonces tú necesitas una nota mínima de Maths. Que quieres hacer cualquier otra asignatura que sea más de escribir, pues te piden pues, que tengas un nivel también alto de inglés. Entonces, realmente hay esos requisitos. Los alumnos que nos vienen de fuera tienen que nosotros, inicialmente sería como como algo provisional, como una matrícula provisional, y cuando salen las notas de GCSE o IGCSE, entonces se formaliza la matrícula. Para alumnos que nos vinieran de centros no británicos, entonces se hacen unas pruebas de acceso y serían las pruebas de las asignaturas que quieren estudiar para A-Level. Y si no quieren estudiar, por ejemplo, un English Lit, un inglés literatura o asignatura que es de inglés, también se hace una prueba de nivel de inglés. ¿Vale? So the question, Jacqueline, is what should I do if I would like to enroll my child at Caxton?
Fantastic, thank you, Teresa. And as Teresa mentioned, the first thing to do is to contact the admissions department and arrange an appointment with them, because they will be able to talk you through step by step how the admissions process works. But in terms of students joining our sixth form, there are obviously a set number of criteria that they need to meet to join our sixth form. If they're coming from other international schools where they're sitting IGCSEs, we obviously look back at their last 2 years worth of school reports. We're looking at their grades in the last 2 years, and they have to have passed every subject in the last 2 years in their previous school. We'll also request a reference from their current school as well to find out what they're like as a person, not just what they're like academically, but what they're like as a person as well. So we're looking for a good set of grades, and we're also looking for young people who are respectable, responsible citizens who've been well involved in their previous schools as well. Obviously, when it comes to selecting A-levels, we do have specific entry requirements for certain subjects. So as Teresa mentioned, if a student wants to study A-level maths, they will have to have a specific grade in IGCSE maths to be able to enter that maths programme. If they want to study science, they will have to have a specific grade at GCSE for science as well. So it's really important to look through the option subjects and have a look at what the prerequisites are as well for specific subjects. Obviously, based on all of those things, and you will be offered a provisional place. If we're awaiting IGCSE results, then obviously that place will be confirmed once we receive the IGCSE results. And as long as they are as expected, and they are the grades that we need to get into the A-level subjects that they have chosen, then they will be offered a firm place. For students who are coming from other schools, so other Spanish schools who maybe don't have those IGCSEs, it is really important that we assess their level of English before they enter, because A-levels are very, very challenging, and the level of English that students need is going to be high. So what we do ask is that they come to us with a minimum of a level C1 in English, so a fluent level of English. They do need to have at least a C1, but what we will ask in addition to that is that if they haven't chosen A-level English, for example, we will ask them to sit an A-level an English entrance test, so that we can assess their level of English. In addition to that as well, students who are coming from the Spanish system will need to set entry exams in the options that they are selecting. So if they want to choose, for example, sociology, biology and maths, we will ask them to sit a set of entry exams in those subjects as well. And that's just to make sure that they are able to access the level of English that's on there more than anything as well. So, but please do contact admissions, and they will be able to talk you through step by step everything that you need to provide for the school, and everything that you need to do to gain a place here ready for next year.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Máximo nos dice, me gustaría mostrar a mi hija las presentaciones realizadas por los profesores y estudiantes, ¿cómo sería factible? Y Máximo también nos dice, veo que estáis grabando vuestras 2 intervenciones, ¿qué podría hacer para que las compartieseis? Vale, Máximo, realmente sí, estamos grabando esto, por lo tanto, su hija podrá verlo. Si usted lo tenemos registrado para la webinar, nos pondríamos en contacto con usted, y si no estuviera registrado para la webinar, ahora al final de la presentación aparecerá un correo electrónico en el cual usted nos pide la información, y al final de, pues esta semana se lo enviaríamos, o la semana que viene se lo enviaríamos. Y luego hay otra pregunta Jacqueline, the question is about that this is being recorded, how my daughter can get this information about the teachers and the students talking in the webinar.
Fantastic, thank you, Teresa. Yes, this entire webinar has been recorded. So if you pre-registered for the webinar, we've already got your email details, so you'll actually receive a recording of this webinar shortly after. If you didn't register and you just happen to join us online today, there will be an option for you to share your email address at the end. We'll collect those in, and then we will share that video with everybody that has been in attendance today. So you will be able to get a copy of this afterwards, and we're happy for you to share it far and wide, so that as many people as possible can see the webinar, okay?
Thank you, Jacqueline. We've got another question that is, are there certain subjects that are compulsory for everyone at school? Bien, esto es un espectador anónimo, no tengo el nombre, pero nos dice si hay algún tipo de asignatura que sea obligatoria para todo el mundo en el colegio. En bachillerato, no, todas son optativas, es decir, el alumno, como hemos dicho, elige si quiere ir a la universidad internacional, 4 A-levels, y esos 4 A-levels no hay nada que sea obligatorio, eligen realmente lo que quieran. Si el alumno quiere quedarse en la Universidad Española y no quiere quedarse en la Universidad Española y su plan A y B es quedarse en la Universidad Española y no quiere irse fuera, entonces ahí la única que obligamos de las 4 es que una sea el Spanish. Y las otras 3 serían 3 A-levels también que él o ella elige en función de sus gustos y de la carrera que quiera estudiar. So, Jacqueline, the question was, are there certain subjects that are compulsory for everyone at school?
Thank you, Teresa. As Teresa mentioned, the short answer to that is no. Obviously, when they get to A-level, it's really an opportunity for our young people to decide where they want to be going and what they want to be doing. So all of their options are down to them to choose. The only kind of difference in that, as Teresa's mentioned, is where we do have students who are planning on staying in the Spanish system and planning on moving on to Spanish university. Although there are kind of 4 British options to choose from, we usually make sure that one of those is an A-level in Spanish, and then they have 3 option choices to choose from. But they can select anything. And as Teresa says, it very much depends on where they want to be going, what career they want to be heading down for them to choose those options. Obviously, if they are staying in Spain as well, we recommend that they take their 2 selectividad subjects. It gives them a great kind of basis then across the Spanish and British subjects to enter into Spanish university. But again, the choices that they choose for their selectividad options are completely up to them. You know, they are welcome to choose from the range that we have available. So nothing is compulsory except for A-level Spanish for year 12s who are staying in Spain and they already know that that's exactly what they want to do.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Quería matizar en estas selecciones de asignaturas, si el alumno quiere quedarse en la Universidad Española y elige también esas 2 PCE, que son las de selectividad, también son optativas y elige el alumno lo que quiere. No hay nada en el que nosotros forcemos al alumno que tiene que cursar una asignatura en concreto. Bien, Máximo nos dice, estoy registrado. Perfecto, pues entonces el departamento de admisiones, Máximo, se pondrá en contacto contigo y te pasará la grabación para que tu hija pueda ver todo lo que han contado los profesores y los compañeros. Bien, no veo más preguntas. Bueno, pues damos por finalizada la webinar, esta sesión de preguntas y respuestas. Uy. Vale, no, es que me he cambiado la pantalla. Bien, era simplemente de darles gracias por su asistencia. Esperamos que haya sido útil y les haya gustado la sesión de preguntas y respuestas. Y ahora en pantalla salen los datos de contacto del departamento de admisiones y un número de teléfono. Vale. Jacqueline ahora me va a traducir sobre que hemos acabado la sesión y que ha sido un placer estar con ustedes.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really hope that this has given you a real insight into sixth form, and we hope that we managed to answer the questions that you have. We don't think there were any more questions, which is great. But if you do have any more questions, as you can see here on the screen, there's an email address there for our admissions department. There's a contact telephone number as well for our admissions department. And of course, you can go onto our website and you can organise a visit online as well. So we very much look forward to hopefully meeting some of you in the not too distant future. Please look after yourselves. And thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.